Hey dreamers, it's me Tahrifa the Dreamer, Tahrifa the Realtor. In today's video, we're going to talk about real estate and joining real estate, expectations versus realities, pros and cons, and everything in between.
When we wake up, we stay up. Got no time to waste. On the ground, we stay up. Can't let nobody face us. We on the way to lead out. They coming for us. Wish streets stop to us. Nothing's impossible. That's why they call us dreamers. That's why they call us dreamers.
Okay, so since I've became a realtor, I have been following guidance from everyone and telling every single person that I know that I'm in real estate. And sometimes when I do that, people have questions. So whether it's actually about like them having questions for their buying or selling needs, some people also have questions about the career itself and my experience in the career so far. So I'm here to like answer a few questions that have been asked and also share like the positives and the negatives that I've experienced so far, as well as like what I thought it would be versus what it's really like. My chosen career is interesting to a lot of people, and there's a lot of unanswered questions or unknown behind the scene things that I've learned for myself, and comparing what I know now to what I didn't know before, as well as the questions that people ask me, it's really like nobody really knows exactly all the things that we do and also like how things work. One of the questions is like, how do you become an agent? So I have a full video on how I became a real estate agent in Pennsylvania, and there's a link so you could click it to watch the whole video. But basically you just take a course, you do exams, and you find a brokerage. It's a very quick way of putting it, but there's a full video if you want to watch it to go through the entire process with me. Next question is like, how do you get paid? Like, do you get paid every week, every month? And it's like most realtors, most real estate agents, you get paid by commission. You get paid when you sell a house. If you don't sell any house, you make $0. Now there are some in-betweens, different ways you can use your license to probably get a little cash here and there, but for the majority and for the standard, it's you don't sell nothing, you don't make nothing. That could be a challenge, as we'll talk about later. And some of the questions like, what do you guys do? Like some people don't even know what a realtor is. I say I'm a realtor and they're like, what is that? So I was like, I sell houses. I help people find their homes. I help people sell their homes. I help business owners find places to start their business. I help people sell, people buy. It's like I'm that go-between you having a property and wanting to give it away, and you wanting a property and me helping you find it and finalize on it. So that's basically what I do in like a very cute, neat nutshell. But there are so many processes, from meeting a client to getting them a house, or meeting a client and having their house sold. Like there's so many different processes. Maybe one day in a different video I will go through the entire thing for people wanting to sell or wanting to buy and not knowing what that looks like, or why they really need a real estate agent to do so. But I'm gonna get into like the pros versus the cons that I've experienced. So these are the pros. One of the biggest incentives for me having this career is the freedom. I wanted a job that I had the power to create my schedule, my freedom to choose who I work with, when I work, how I work, what I wear, where I work. So it's like everything is more or less in control when it comes to me doing my job. My job has very strict guidelines in certain places where I have to follow, but for the most part I have a lot of flexibility and a lot of freedom and a lot of time to choose what I want to do. So I have a perfect balance, or I'm always able to find a perfect balance between working and having a life, basically. One of my challenges is like I have a little bit of social anxiety, or talking to strangers, or like I love talking to people, but it's not the easiest thing for me all of the time. This job is pushing me so hard to be very bold and to face my fears when it comes to my anxiety and being in public and talking to people and taking charge of situations. It's a lot, but it's necessary for me to grow, and this job has been pushing me to be that person. Like, I'm very confident, I can speak, I can express myself, but when it comes to a position of your success depends on other people's actions, it's kind of difficult, especially when some people don't know that they want to work with you, and you have to, I don't like the word convince, but you just have to like show them your value. And sometimes they have rebuttals, and you have to be quick with your rebuttals and let them know, like, no, I know what I'm doing here. So it's like a little bit where, especially with calling, oh my god, it's the whole thing. My self-esteem through helping people is being boosted or flourished, because I feel like one of my purposes is to be a light in the world. And yes, there are a lot of people doing my job, but there is no me. And the energy that I bring to people's lives, the energy that I transfer onto them, the positivity, the me genuinely caring about people, that adds to my self-esteem when I can say I helped this person achieve this major goal in their life. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel like I'm doing something. So it definitely pushes me and motivates me, like, this job is important. And it may seem flashy and seem like all of this la 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 la, but really, it's really about helping people make very, very big decisions and guiding them through that process and being a person that they can rely on, they can trust on. So my self-esteem through helping other people is very much growing. I love teaching, and in this job I'm teaching somebody every day, whether it's somebody that I'm working with, whether it's somebody that I'm helping to train, or it's my clients, and teaching them about the process and teaching them about things that they should know, that they can tell other people so that they know for themselves whether they're doing the right thing or they're on the right path. Or I don't want people to just work with me and leave and not know what happened through all the entire time. So it's very important for me to teach as I go along. I'm still learning, yes. I do have a certain level of expertise as I've been doing this every day, and I'm paying attention and I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm very intelligent, and I'm able to explain things to people in ways that they can understand, and not every agent does that. So I think that it's very important. So these are my pros, like these are the pros that I have experienced that I may not have expected to experience, but here they are. Now some of the cons, okay, safety. Okay, safety, I may not always be the safest because I'm a woman. And sometimes I have to be in areas that are a little bit rougher. There's always this looming fear or this looming lack of safety when you are a woman. So I have to be extra careful. I have safety measures in place with my people to protect me. But there's always the fact that something could happen to you. And you're purposely putting yourself in dangerous places or dangerous situations, and that is a con. However, you have to live your life and do your job. So if you need to be there, you gotta be there. Just make sure that you're protecting yourself, which I try my best to do, and to be alert and all those things. Unstable income is the next one. As I said, you get paid through commission. You don't sell anything, you don't make anything. So for somebody who needs X amount of money a month to survive, and you're starting off in this job without the proper foundation, and you're not lucky, it may not go that well. You may have to find another job, you may quit. So it's like, that's a big thing that you need to pay attention to when you're considering this job, is that you might gonna get paid. You might go a whole month being hungry, and you have to be okay with that. You have to have a plan in place for that not to happen, or if that happens, you know what, you can fix it. One of the biggest challenges for most realtors, like if you do not have the proper training or a very good brokerage, you will be in shambles, because the exam basically teaches you how not to break the law. It's basically what it is. Like, don't do this, don't do this, do this. Teaches you nothing about actual real estate. So when you pass this exam and you're feeling like, I know what I'm doing, la da da, you join a brokerage and you know nothing. You don't know how to write a deal. You don't know how to find clients. You don't know how to sell a house. You don't know anything. So finding a good brokerage is very, very like important. So that's a challenge. It's like you have to learn everything as you go. Like you don't know what you don't know until it happens. So you need to have proper training before you go out into the thing, and then like a mentor or a person backing you up to make sure not only you don't break the law, but that you actually do your job properly. So as with jobs that you have to deal with human beings, you have to deal with your clients, but you also have to deal with your peers. So other real estate agents, lenders, title companies, all of these extra things that come with real estate. Not everyone is always competent. And so if your communication skills aren't on point and their communication skills aren't on point, things are gonna happen. People are gonna be upset. People are gonna do things that they're not supposed to do. People are not gonna do their job. Sometimes you have to do other people's jobs for them to get the deal done. And that may be frustrating to you. So if you're not really good at conflict resolution with your clients, but more so with your coworkers and with the people that you have to work with to sell the house, it's like not everybody knows what they're doing and not everybody is nice. So that is something that you're gonna end up seeing more often than you expect. So you have to be very patient. You have to be very flexible when it comes to that. For me, it has been difficult at times. Trust me, I've had to do some meditation at times. But it's just the way it is. Like some people just don't care as much as some people. And things don't get done the right way. And me being the perfectionist I am, that's a big thing for me. It doesn't happen quite a lot, but it happens more than I would like it to. I am very emotional. I'm very empathetic. I care about the people that I work with. I feel it for them. When we don't get the offer accepted, I feel it for them. When stuff goes wrong throughout the deal, I feel it for them because I care so much about my clients and them getting the results that they want. Like we want to get everything done the right way and in time. So it's like I get very emotional. I feel like I take my job so seriously. So when things out of my control happen, it's like, okay, we need to fix this. So that's a con for me, but it can also be a pro for my clients. It's like whatever they're feeling, I feel it too. But that doesn't stop me from doing my job. That doesn't stop me from advocating. It actually pushes me harder to advocate for my clients to make sure they get what they need. Okay? Don't play with them. I'm very young. I'm 21. I do not know any other 21-year-old real estate agent around me. I've seen some online, but I don't really know much of them. I think that I'm the youngest person in my company as well. So it's like, I'm young, I sound like a baby, and I have a baby face. So a lot of the times when I am meeting people, like let's say at open house or I'm showing a house, everyone is always like, who's the agent? It's like me. I'm the agent. You're the agent? You're so young. It's like, yes, I'm young. Everyone's like, you're so young, you're so young, you're strong. Or some people ask me how old I am. I'm like, you don't need to know that. That's cute and everything, but it becomes an issue when some people think because I'm young that I can do my job, or that they can speak to me a certain way, or that I'm not competent enough. And it's like, oh no, sweetie, don't get tied up. I know what I'm doing. I'm not the one. So people who try to take advantage of me, no, we're not doing that. I put them in their place real quick. So it's like, it is a challenge because it happens. I mean, as I get older, it's going to be less of a thing. But for now, it's like very noticeable. Like it happens a lot where people are like, you're the agent? Or they go to the next person who's older than me and it's like, no, they're not the agent. Talk to me over here. It happens. And I don't know how to feel about it. But show me my respect. Like I didn't just pop up. I did the work and I did all the training and I'm here doing my job. Try your best. Not everyone understands what it takes to buy a house or sell a house. Selling a house, not so much. More buying a house. there are qualifications that you need to have before you are even able to see a house. So it's like you may be interested in buying a house, but there are steps you need to take before you can qualify. And some people don't understand that, and that's okay. We're here to educate. Some people don't take it well when they're not qualified, and you have to deal with that. Also, some people lie about their qualifications, and then you end up wasting a lot of time getting them through the qualification process because they're not being truthful. And it's like, that doesn't serve you and that doesn't serve me, because one, you're not going to qualify when it comes to putting the facts onto paper, and two, you're wasting my time. Like, do not waste people's time. Do not lie and say that you have a pre-approval when we ask you to send it. You don't send it because you cuss people out because you don't have one. People have the nerve. But I'm calm and cool as a cucumber most of the time. Expectation versus reality. So, when I was dreaming about this job, I used to have this vision. Like, I was picturing myself on Telling Sunset, the reality show. Like, life is gonna be a breeze. I'm gonna sell like 10 houses a month. So, there are a lot of dues that you have to pay. So, thankfully, my brokerage doesn't take dues on a monthly basis. They take dues out of your commission, your broker fees. That's what I mean. But also, you have to pay your realtor fees. You have to pay for your MLS fees. You have to pay for your continuing education courses. You have to pay for gas. If you're on the road a lot, you have to pay for food. You have to pay for everything. So it's like, if you're not selling houses, you're just minusing from your bank account. So it's like, that's something to pay attention to that I didn't really think about, So it's like, remember that if you want to be an agent, you need to start saving and you need to sell them houses, because if you don't, then you're gonna be broke. As I said, like, I pictured it being Selling Sons, and now I know that I wasn't immediately gonna jump into luxury real estate and be a billionaire, but it's a lot more work than is portrayed in media or anywhere. It's like, you don't really know what we do. I'll let you know. It's not that glamorous. It's not HGTV. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of not nice. Sometimes it's broken down houses. Sometimes it's really nice houses. Sometimes it's really nice clients. Sometimes you have Oscar the Grouch for a client. So it's like, not as glamorous as it seems on TV. It's a lot more work involved. It can be very stressful at times. So don't think you're just gonna be, I'm not crushing your dream, but for the average person, the average agent, it's like, don't think you're just gonna be making money every single day and in all these glamorous places with all these really nice people. It's not always like that. Something I was really excited about is like being my own boss. Like, technically I don't have a boss. Yes, I have a manager, and yes, I have a broker, blah 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 blah. But technically I'm my own boss, as realtors are independent contractors. Now the funny or the very part about that is like, there's no one holding you accountable. So if you do not hold yourself accountable and you do not put things in place to manage your time, manage your work, manage everything that you do, you're gonna fall apart and you're gonna be a hot mess. Because no one is waking you up and telling you that you have to go to work. You have to have that motivation, that drive within yourself. And if you lose it, you have to find a way to get it back, because you have to be self-motivated and self-sufficient and self-disciplined to do this job. And I've had some challenges with that so far, but I've been trying my best to manage. But there comes a time where you just may not want to do stuff, and there's no one telling you that you have to. So be careful with that. If you know you're not very good at holding yourself accountable, you need to put systems in place that keep you from falling off. Another expectation versus reality is, this is not an easy way of making money. So don't just look at it like, I'm gonna get my license and I'm gonna be rich. No, you have to put your clients' needs all the way above your own. So whatever they want, you have to try to get it for them. You have to try to close the deals. So sometimes that means giving up your commission. Sometimes that means giving up your time. Sometimes that means doing things that you're uncomfortable with or you don't want to do because it doesn't benefit you, but it benefits your clients. And those are the things that you need to do. Now, never put yourself in a compromising moral situation, but for the most part, it's like you have to do the best for your client, and sometimes that's not the easiest thing for you to do. Sometimes you have to work a lot harder to get that done, but that is the main goal. And if you're not prepared to put other people's needs above your own, and not be selfish, and not be money hungry, and not try to push things on people that aren't for them, then this is not the job for you, honestly. And the last expectation is like, business don't come knocking like, hi Tahrifa, I want to buy my house. It happens sometimes, but for the most part, you have to get up and get your own leads. So whether that's getting leads from your office, that's putting out ads, that's going in public and telling everybody, hi, I'm a realtor, you have to generate your own leads. Because if you just sit there, it's not going to happen. Now, I've been working on that because it's not as simple for me, but maybe it is. Maybe I'm making it more difficult, but that's the biggest part of the job. It's like, if you don't find the people, you're not always prospecting, you're not always talking to people, you're not always trying to find the next deal, then it's not gonna happen. So that is what I have to say about my new job and what it's like and what it's been like, and the challenges and expectations versus reality and all of that stuff. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up below. I make videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays, so click the bell next to the subscribe button for push notifications for more videos. That is all. Okay, bye!